Hello, my name is Scribble, and this is the Week 3 Team Builder for the Seoul Draft League. This week we are playing Cypher, and he's got a very scary rain team, so I think we've got our work cut out for us this week. So let's just jump right into it. You can see our team and his team in the top left corner. He's got a Terra Tornadus Therian, a Palafin, Archaludon, Sandy Shocks, Pelipper, Galarian Weezing, Hydreigon, Barraskewda, Terra Frostmoth, and Dracloak. And you know our team at this point, I don't need to go over it again, so let's just get team building. So, as always, That's kind of strange that it just pulls up... Okay, that's besides the point. I'm just putting in Deoxys Speed and Annihilate because they are our best Pokemon on the draft, and they are probably coming to the game anyway, and if that changes... it will probably change late into team building. So, fighting weather. We fought sand last week, but sand is a lot less scary than rain this gen. And he's got a decent amount of rain abusers. Pretty much everything on his draft can take advantage of rain to some extent. Except Weezing, I guess. Yeah, I don't think Weezing gets anything. So where do we start? Well, how about the type chart? So that's pretty much how the process is always going to be. The type chart is just the easiest place to look to get an idea of what you should look for in a matchup. And we want to make sure that we're keeping our good habits that we got from last week of thinking about our win con and lead and not tunnel visioning on his obvious counterplay to some of our Pokemon. So, looking at the type chart, the types he looks weakest to at a glance are Ice, Rock, Ghost, Dragon, and Fairy. Okay. The Dragon weakness and the Fairy weakness, that jumps out to me because the only resistance for both of those types is the same Pokemon, which is the Galarian Weezing. So I think we can probably take advantage of that. We do have a Dragon and a Fairy type. So maybe we can do maybe some sort of Terra Fairy Comfy set could work here, just to power up our Draining Kisses even more. Does this get a Psychic move? Oh, only stored power. That's interesting. Okay, so I guess if we want to break through Galarian Weezing on its own, we'll need a Calm Mind or a Terra type that's super effective, like maybe Terra Blast Steel. But I don't know if I want to commit to a Terra Comfy in this game, because I do think Annihilate is going to want to Terra into a water resistance here, because it's got really good natural bulk, and I think we're going to want as many water resistances as possible. I mean, Comfy can turn into like Terra Grass and get boosted Giga Drain, that's priority, which is also really nice. But it's just not as bulky, and it doesn't have as much power as Annihilate, and so... I haven't thought about it fully yet, but I am already leaning toward Terra Annihilate here. So I'm not going to slot in Comfy yet, but we'll keep it in mind. What I am going to slot in is Noivern, though, because I think this actually looks really good here. Because there's just no Dragon resist besides the Weezing, and Weezing is not specially defensive. So, and because he has a rain team, we could hit maybe accurate Hurricanes if he decides to bring Pelipper. And so I think this could be a really good breaker with like Hurricane Draco. And those are the only two moves this needs really. So we could tech Roost on this. And I don't know the last move. Because we don't really need any coverage options. This could be like Defog, U-Turn. Well, I don't even like U-Turn because I think we'd just rather click one of our stab moves in like every situation. Maybe Taunt, Random Tailwind, maybe Sunny Day. that would make our Hurricanes 50% accurate, but maybe it's worth it if we want to, like, last ditch remove his rain or something. And I also don't think this should be choice locked here, because I think we want to be able to click Draco, and then even if he switches into Galarian Weezing, we should want to be okay with that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we go like Psychic. That is stronger than Hurricane slightly on Galarian Weezing. And it can't miss, so we won't have to rely on hitting it if Rain isn't up or something. So yeah, maybe we go Psychic. This might change though. Maybe we go... We'll come back to it. Frisker Infiltrator. Does he have screens potential? He does with Sandy Shocks. That would be the main screen setter. But I think Frisk is actually going to be really nice here, because it's going to tell us if things are choice locked or not. Like, Palafin could be choice banded. It could confirm if our Chaladon is Assault Vest without having to touch it. Hydreigon could be choiced. Even Tornadus could be choiced, honestly. Barraskewda could be choiced too. So yeah, I do like Frisk giving us information here. No. We are going to be faster than Tornadus, which is 375, if memory serves me right. I will double check. Make this timid. Yes, it is 375 speed. Does this also outspeed Adamant Barraskewda? I know it won't outspeed Jolly. Alright, yes, that is slower than Tornadus. Cool. Alright, this seems pretty good. The question is, like, what now? Like, how are we winning this game? That is a very good question, actually. So, our main win cons in this draft are Deoxys, Annihilate, Metagross, and Comfey. Those are our 4 main win con Pokemon, and I don't think there's like an obvious one. So I guess let's start with our Terra captains. I think both of them really need Terra to be able to be effective here, specifically as a win con. And Deoxys, it's a little tough, right? Because if Rain goes up, its speed advantage is kind of negated, because Barraskewda is faster than Deoxys in the Rain, and Palafin's Jet Punch is so strong, and that's just going to be faster than... like, it's priority, right? So it's just going to kill Deoxys. Last week we ran like a substitute variant to get around it, but I don't know if I like that as much here. Maybe we can sub up on Weezing if we go like a bulkier variant. No, the thing I don't like about sub as much here is he can like out-sequence it with Flip Turn from Barraskewda. And if we want to be faster than Scarfed Hydreigon, I don't know if that would come versus us. It seems kind of bad between Comfey, Draining Kiss, and our Tinglu. But if he's particularly scared of Deoxys, I guess it could. Something about substitute isn't sitting with me here. His Archaladon is a pretty good defensive check to this, especially if it's Assault Vest. It could also be Choppleberry, and that would make sense to me because it also covers like a close combat from Annihilate. So do we just go like Hazards Deoxys here? Because like I'm struggling to think of a win con set. And just like a all-out attacker set seems bad because it's just walled by Archaladon and then gets revenged by Palafin and Barraskewda in the rain. Well, you know what? There is one idea. Maybe we're like bulky, Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power? Unfortunately, he does have a Dark type in Hydreigon, and I think that could come just because it's good into Deoxys. And I guess Metagross it's helpful for as well. And it is his only Ghost resist. But like, maybe we can go like bulky enough with Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power, and then a move to hit Hydreigon, probably Focus Blast. I wish this got Aura Sphere. Alright, let's check the calcs on this, because I don't know if Iron Defense actually saves us from his Revenge Kill options. Let's check Barraskewda first. So let's say it's Banded in the rain. That is doing quite a lot, but this is to no bulk. So let's say we're like max HP, we get an Iron Defense up. Then Banded Liquidation in the rain is a 2-shot. But let's say we're even like max defense or around there. I mean, that's pretty good. What about Palafin Banded Jet Punch? Actually does less damage. Oh, and we actually live a Banded Wave Crash in the rain if we're like this. Let's take off a Life Orb. Let's say we're... Oh, what item would we be here? We'd probably be Leftovers or Heavy Duty Boots, I would think. Does Weakness Policy make sense here? I don't think so. Because the only super effective moves are like Hydreigon Dark Pulse. I guess Tornadus Knockoff is possible, but I don't really know why it would knock us off instead of just like killing us with Hurricane. So, yeah. Alright, the Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power sets, or like any stored power kind of Pokemon, you need to run a lot of calcs for to make sure it's viable. So I'm going to spend some time here just focusing on this. I'll think about the rest of the team in the meantime while I'm doing this, but I do need to check a lot of numbers, so bear with me for a little bit. So what I want to check now is Tornadus. So how many boosts do we need to kill with Stored Power is my question. Oh, do we want Recover? Oh, that's tough. We can't fit a move to hit Archaladon / Hydreigon and also Recover if we are Calm Mind plus Iron Defense. That is really unfortunate. In that case, we can just decide he's not going to bring Hydreigon, but I don't really like that, because I think it's bringable enough. Let me continue running numbers. Okay, so let's say we're like max HP Deoxys. Let's say this is offensive Tornadus. If we have a Calm Mind up, Hurricane doesn't do too much. Well, I guess this is max HP Tornadus. I mean, like... Oh, wait, this is with max special attack. We can't run that. Okay. Oh, sorry, you can't see the calcs. Yeah, okay. And this is the Hurricane damage. It's just a 3 at KO. I think... this is tough. This is tough. Because I think if I could fit Recover here, I would love this set. But the fact that there's a Dark type that I also can't Toxic Spikes because it has Levitate. Sometimes with stored Power Sweepers, you can do like... You can pair them with Toxic Spikes to get around Dark types. But, yeah, I don't think that works here. Well, I mean, it just doesn't, because Hydreigon is immune to Toxic Spikes with Levitate. What Pokemon do I think he's going to bring? Tornadus and Palafin for sure, right? I feel like Archaludon does really well into us. Galarian Weezing as his only dragon/fairy resist probably has to come, and it's also good into Annihilate. And then that leaves 2 slots between probably everything besides Dracloak, right? I think Frostmoth could probably come if it's like some sort of Terra set. I don't think Tornadus needs to Terra versus us. I mean, it kind of does if it wants to beat Zapdos. But he also has Archaludon for Zapdos. So I don't know. Oh, I just thought of something really sinister for Zapdos. But, we'll look at that in a second. I think he could bring Hydreigon because, say for example I bring a Terra Ghost Annihilate, he just does not have a switch into that. Like there's just not one on his draft. It just basically picks a kill every time it gets in. Like some sort of Scarf Terra Blast Ghost, and if it ever gets a Rage Fist stack, it's just gonna, like, clean his team. Alright, I'm not sold on this Deoxys. But it's probably either going to be some set like this, or just Hazards. Alright, let's think. We haven't made much progress on the rest of the team, so let's start thinking about other slots. I know Tentacruel is going to come, because it's our best water resist, and he's got a lot of water threats. This is also notable because it resists water and fighting, and Palafin's strongest non-water move is Close Combat, so that is nice. It does get Zen Headbutt, and Barraskewda gets Psychic Fangs, so it's like not a perfect counter to either of them, but it's at least like stopping them. And we can Rain Dish. We're probably just going to be max physical defense, Rocky Helmet here. And then what? Like, we probably want Knockoff, right? Because we can knock off Archaludon's item. We can't really do anything to that otherwise. And then similarly, we'll want... Oops, I deleted Knockoff, but we'll want Flip Turn to be able to get momentum on Archaludon. We don't want to be sub-fodder for Palafin, so we probably go Sludge Bomb. And then the last move is Rapid Spin, I guess, just to clear hazards. He does have a lot of hazard setters. Sandy Shocks, Hydreigon, Archaludon, and Galarian Weezing has Toxic Spikes. So this coming to clear Toxic Spikes is nice too. I'll put the rest in special defense. Do we need to think about abilities on this? Vital Spirit. There's nothing can put us to sleep. Inner Focus. Probably just Defiant, right? What can even... I guess maybe Liquidation Defense Drop could proc Defiant, or Bleak Wind Storm Speed Drop. But why isn't he just Hurricane, right? And then Liquidation, we're going to need to Terra into a Water Resist. So the 3 water resist types are water, dragon, and grass. Problem with grass is we're vulnerable to Tornadus. The problem with dragon is now we're more vulnerable to Hydreigon and Archaludon. The problem with water is we're more vulnerable to Sandy Shocks. So of those, what do I care about the most? Well, I guess water still leaves us vulnerable to Archaludon, right? Because of Electro Shot. In fact, that's probably worse than Dragon, honestly. I guess Dragon is also not great if he goes Terra Fairy on the Tornadus, which he could, because it's super effective versus Ting-Lu and Annihilate. So how do we... this is tough. See, this is why drafting top tiers is so important, because the Terra Tornadus and the Palafin warp my team building ability a lot. I'm still thinking of how to win the game, but it's tough, right? Because I have to make sure that the win cons can actually beat his strong Pokemon. So, like, I'm not sweating too much about defensively answering his top threats. Like, I understand Tentacruel is going to probably lose to Palafin 1v1, but it at least slows it down, right? That's the important thing, and it gives me a pivot into it. And Rocky Helmet at least ensures it does something, even if it just dies to Zen Headbutt. Alright, what are the other 2 Pokemon that we're going to bring? I'm going to slot in, oh wait, I didn't put in the rest of the EVs. We're probably going to want, like, Infizdef to make Jet Punch do less damage. So, I don't really want to go Life Orb here, because the recoil could put me closer into Jet Punch range from the Palafin, which is definitely a real threat. And, I don't know if I have enough power with Boots, is the thing. And I also don't really want to go choice specs. Expert Belt isn't great either, because Noivern stabs here are just mostly neutral, not necessarily like super effective against everything. So then what does that leave? Like, is it Wise Glasses? Is that what we have to be here? I mean, we can also be like Draco Plate or Sky Plate. What button do we click more? Draco Meteor or Hurricane? Probably Draco? What is his switch into this? I would guess Archaludon he would have to use this for. Right? Maybe like a Salt Vest Sandy Shocks? That's the only other thing I could think of. I don't think he'll be specially defensive Galarian Weezing. Unless he's super scared of Noivern. But I don't know why you would be super scared of Noivern. I think he should be a little scared of Noivern, but not like super scared. Assault Vest Tornadus, maybe? Oh, actually, that's probably a decent option, because it's also good into our... it's probably a good Deoxys check as well. Let's check that out. Noivern versus... let's give this an Assault Vest. So, like, if this is, like, max HP, then... especially if it's Terra Fairy as well, right? But Draco's not even two-shotting without a boosting item. What if we're Wise Glasses? It still does nothing. Draco Plate? Nothing. Yeah, Assault Vest Tornadus is a little bit of a problem for Noivern. This could be how he solves this issue. So maybe we do go Life Orb, and then, like... we do have Roost if we ever get in Jet Punch range, and so we can choose to click that instead of attacking. I guess we can check what Jet Punch range actually is. Let's say he's banded. Oh man, this isn't even in the rain. Oh god. Wow. Yeah, in the rain it is quite a lot. We're just like in Jet Punch range sometimes after well, I guess technically not. If from full HP after Rocks and Life Orb recoil, we're just barely out of Jet Punch range, and Draco does not kill uninvested Palafin, not even after Rocks. Well, it's a roll after Rocks, right? Yeah, 6.3% chance, but it's there. So maybe Noivern isn't as good as I thought, because the more I look at it, the more I think Assault Vest Tornadus could come, and Assault Vest Archaludon is still a problem. You know what? Maybe the solution is actually we drop Psychic for Super Fang. That way we can always do 50% damage to something. And I guess we can click this initially, and we can see what his switch into this is, because I assume whatever switches into Noivern is going to be Assault Vested. And Super Fang will be our most damaging move if they're at full. Do I want to be Life Orb, though? I think I'm going to stay Wise Glasses. The recoil is just really unappealing here because of how much Jet Punch is doing. And not being Boots is already pretty greedy. I mean, we do have Rapid Spin, and his spin blocker is Dracloak, and I do not think he has the slots to fit Dracloak here. I don't really understand what it would do anyway. Yeah, alright. So, we haven't thought about our lead at all here. And I think it's still true that our options for Deoxys are like this setup threat or like a Hazards lead. You know, maybe I was too harsh on like an all-out attacker set, because I guess I didn't consider Extreme Speed versus the Barraskewda, because if we can get the Barraskewda in Extreme Speed range, then we would only have to worry about being revenged by the Palafin, and I think I'm more okay with that if he only has one clean revenge kill option. So let's see like how much Life Orb Extreme Speed does. I'll give this a Life Orb. E-Speed, I mean, it's doing a good chunk. If we're like a lot of physical investment, it's just a guaranteed 2-hit KO. After Hazards and maybe a Rocky Helmet tick, maybe we can get Barraskewda in Extreme Speed range, and then maybe Deoxys can do things. The problem is the Palafin Jet Punch, right? That's the major issue. Yeah, like, this isn't even in rain. Like, even if we're max HP, Banded Jet Punch in the rain is doing quite a lot. And even outside of Ran, it's... oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think maybe it is like an Iron Defense variant. Or Hazards. Those are the options. If we're not Hazards on Deoxys, then maybe we're Hazards on Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu doesn't look amazing here, because the Tornadus will surely have prep for it, probably Weather Ball or Grass Knot, or Terrablast Fairy, I guess. And then Palafin will annihilate it, Barraskewda will annihilate it. It's not great into Pelipper either. His team is pretty Hazards weak, though. His removal option is Galarian Weezing. Oh, I guess that is a reason to be Defiant on Annihilate, so we can get a Defiant boost. Although his Weezing could be neutralizing Gas here pretty easily, I think. Because it's not really meant to check ground types here. And may as well be able to defog safely, right? I mean, if Ting-Lu is our hazard setter, do we just lead it? What are his potential leads? I would say Tornadus, Palafin, Pelipper, Hydreigon, Sandy Shocks. Those 5. Pelipper if he wants to get Rain Off right away. Palafin if he wants to activate it right away. I think Sandy Shocks and Hydreigon could both be hazard leads. I guess Archaludon could as well, but I think that's less likely because I feel like it's more likely to be a Saltfest. And then Tornadus could lead if it wants to Terra immediately, or it's just like a decent lead pretty much always. How does Ting-Lu actually do versus Archaludon? This is a good question to ask, because it does have Body Press. So, like... Body Press is doing no damage, but we also don't really do damage to it with Earthquake, and then each time we attack it, its Body Press is just getting stronger, and we're doing less damage with Earthquake. But I think if we trade our Ting-Lu for our Archaludon, is that good or bad for us? I want to say good, actually. Because we know Ting-Lu is bad into Palafin and Barraskewda, and Tornadus is probably going to find a way to beat it anyway. And if all we care about is getting hazards up with it, then maybe it's fine. You know, maybe we go Weakness Policy Ting-Lu here. That could be an idea. Like a lead Weakness Policy Ting-Lu to get a... We probably want Rocks up to hit the Pelipper. And the Hydreigon too. How fast is Pelipper? And like, how much does it actually do to us? I mean, like, I guess the problem is Pelipper has so many damage modifiers in the rain. If it's like offensive Pelipper, then with Weather Ball, it does a good chunk to Ting-Lu. Like, if we actually want to be Weakness Policy, well, I guess we wouldn't take out of Special Defense. We would take out of HP, right? Then, like, then we'd also be relying on hitting Stone Edge here versus Pelipper. I mean, it would probably kill. Like, even if he's, like, fully physically defensive. Max Attack Stone Edge probably kills. About Archaludon, it's +2 Earthquake kill. Most of the time. Well, by most of the time, I mean all the time. Tornadus. Let's check a Heavy Slam. That would be the probably what we click, especially if it's Terra Fairy. Okay. You know, I don't hate it. Banded Barraskewda can't kill us even without any defense investment, which is good to know. Maybe we do this. We probably go Rocks, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Stone Edge. That hits everything on his team. And I think we try to trade something for this. Here's an idea. Do we want to be faster than Pelipper? And does Pelipper have anything it would want to creep on our side? I guess maybe Metagross. But Pelipper usually wants to be slower, if anything. I guess if he's using it as a defensive Pokemon, but because our water resists aren't great, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a more offensive variant. Like, how much speed would we need to outspeed an uninvested Pelipper? A pretty significant amount. And because he might... Yeah, no, I don't like this. But the problem is, like, if he just procs our policy with Pelipper lead, would he even lead Pelipper, though? Does Pelipper lead not just get owned by Deoxys lead? Like, I feel like he should be worried about that. Like, I could easily just be Thunder Deoxys here. because of the rain. Or even leading Noivern. Pelipper is, like, awful for him because he doesn't have great Noivern switch-ins. Okay, I think I'm worrying about a fictional scenario, but if it happens, then whatever. I was wrong. Then the last... we still need to figure out Deoxys and Annihilape sets. I am leaning toward Terra Dragon here, I think. Just because, I don't really want to allow Electro Shot from our Chalodon. And do we go Bulk Up here? I feel like Bulk Up, specially defensive, doesn't look that bad. He doesn't really have Encore users besides Palafin, and I don't know if Palafin can fit Encore because it needs water moves. It definitely needs Jet Punch. Probably wants a Wave Crash or some move to break through Annihilape. Then it probably wants Zen Headbutt, and then the last move is maybe Flip Turn or Close Combat or Ice Punch. One of those. Yeah, I feel like a banded Palafin is what makes the most sense to me. I guess let me check if we're like a bulk up, especially bulky Annihilape, how much does a Bleakwind, no, not Bleakwind, Hurricane from Tornadus actually do to us? Honestly, not terrible, all things considered. If we're +1, like we get a bulk up and our Rage Fist is boosted to 100 power, then like, what if this is offensive Tornadus? I mean, Rage Fist is doing a lot. I do like Terra Grass more generally versus his team than Terra Dragon. I guess Terra Grass opens up to Sludge Bomb from Weezing, and Weezing was his obvious answer to Annihilape. Do we really need to resist water? I think so, right? Because Palafin in the rain. Well, I mean, like, yeah, like, this hit, we can't live without being resistant to it, right? And if we do get a bulk up, then we do kind of wall Palafin if we resist water. How much damage does Sandy Shocks do to us if we're Terra Water with Thunderbolt? It does less than Tornadus with Hurricane. And I feel like Sandy Shocks is more likely to die earlier in the game, because I think he would use it more as a hazard setter. You know what? Maybe we just go Terra Water. I think I like that. How much does Electroshot do from Archaladon? A lot, but at least we recover with Drain Punch. Okay, I think I do like bulk up Rage Fist Drain Punch here. Then the last move is like a flex slot. We can be Leftovers Protect. I think that is decent, especially because we can stall out Rain turns and also scout Choice Locked Pokemon and get more leftovers recovery. The downside is we kind of have to like, if we take a massive hit, we can't really get our health back easily, and that's a little unfortunate. And the other options are Taunt. Taunt would let us beat the Wheezing 1v1. And the other option is Rest, and we can go Chesto Berry. I kind of like that, actually. Resto Chesto. Yeah. And before this Terras, this can kind of switch into Archaladon. I say kind of because, I mean, we have the security of Resto Chesto, so yeah, something like this. Oh, do we want to be faster than anything with this? This is a good question. We do probably want a little bit of speed in case Archaladon decides to speed creep us. It is only a little slower than Annihilate, so I'm gonna like, let's do 32 speed. That's gonna be my arbitrary number, and we'll see if he is faster than us or not. So then that brings us to the Deoxys in the last slot. So like, for the last slot, I don't think there's a reason to bring Metagross here. I don't think it's amazing. I mean, for the Tornadus, I could see it, but it's like not great into everything else. And Tornadus can have coverage for it if it wants to. Comfy to exploit his fairy weakness makes sense to me. I guess the problem is like Assault Vest Pokemon Comfy can't really break. And I feel like it's not going to succeed in a Calm Mind set without Terra. And I think we're going to want to Terra or Annihilate here. So what can this do instead? I mean, there's Zapdos, right? Zapdos... I mean, we don't have a flying resist on the team. And we are playing Tornadus, right? So maybe we just take Zapdos. Oh, I guess I can... My sinister idea for Zapdos was Metal Sound, so on Archaladon, and we go specially defensive on this, and then maybe that lets us beat it 1v1. I mean, Static can also bail us out of things here. We can just, like, pray for a Static proc on Palafin or Barraskewda. we go heavy duty boots. If we go metal sound, roost, and what? Hurricane, volt switch? let me see if this this actually beats Archelodon. So like, let's say we're especially defensive, right? And this is clicking Electroshot, and it's like 3-shotting us at neutral. Hurricane at base. You know what? Let's be a little more optimistic. Let's say he's just max HP Assault Vest. Hurricane is doing no damage, but if we can metal sound it, it's still doing no damage. So I think this is just trolling. Yeah, I don't know about this. How much special defense does Comfy have? 110. How well does this do versus Tornadus? Maybe we can get away without a flying resist. Gotta check Hurricane. And like max special attack. 88.7% chance to 2-hit KO. What if we're leftovers? 35.5. If we put enough special defense to guarantee a 3-hit KO after leftovers. You know, maybe I was thinking about Comfy the wrong way. Because I think maybe Leech Seed with Protect could, and leftovers could be effective here. Priority Leech Seed, and like its priority is so good with Draining Kiss and Giga Drain. Fairy hits the Hydreigon and Giga Drain hits the Barraskewda and the Palafin. And we probably go Terra Grass as a bluff here, but if we, in an emergency, we have a Terra Grass Giga Drain to deal with Palafin. We go like max HP. How much Spadef did I need? 80. What? We probably go the rest in special attack. Oops. Yeah. And this is our flying resist? Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem. Especially because we're like sacking our Tinglu, right? Maybe we do. I don't know. You know, this is probably not good enough. We probably need enough special defense to get the 2-hit KO without get the guaranteed 3-hit KO without leftovers recovery, which is going to need this investment. Yeah, the reason being, if the Tornadus clicks Nasty Plot as we switch in, then we could just die. So, how much damage do we do to Tornadus with the Draining Kiss? Probably nothing, right? Let's say it's offensive. That's what I'm most worried about. I mean, we do recover a lot. And with Leech Seed plus Protect, we can get it in range of Deoxys. So maybe we do go Revenge Killer Deoxys. Maybe I was too harsh on like Substitute, honestly. Does this get upper hand? No. Or maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe we don't need Calm Mind and Stored Power. Maybe we just have Iron Defense. And we just go like 3 attacks, or maybe we have Iron Defense, Recover, and then Psychic, and another move. Maybe just Focus Blast, right? And then what item, though? And what? Well, I guess Annihilate is our win con, right? Yeah. I think that makes the most sense. We have Noivern as a breaker, Tinglu as our lead, Tentacruel and Comfy as defensive pivots. Then what is Deoxys doing? I don't know. I don't know what to do with Deoxys. Because I feel like this is just too weak with, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we do just go, like, lead Deoxys. And then I guess Tinglu could do something else. Maybe it could be more of a dedicated Archaludon answer. Ooh, you know what? Maybe we want screens here for our Annihilate. That actually makes a lot of sense. So maybe we go screens Deoxys with like reflect, light screen, teleport for slow pivoting, and then our last move is what? Maybe it's Thunder, unironically, just to hit Pelipper and Barraskewda, and then we go faster than Barraskewda out of Rain, which is how fast? It's like 4:0 something, I think. It is 4:08 speed. Not a problem. You just go 4:09. You go like max HP, and yeah, let's check how much. I mean, Psycho Boost does just kill Barraskewda. How much does Thunder do? It actually does more than Psycho Boost. Without any investment, we like almost kill, so... Oh yeah, we need literally 4 special attack EVs to guarantee a kill on this. Let's check Pelipper out. We do need Thunder to kill that. Psycho Boost is just a 2-shot. Tornadus. I mean, we can go, like, Modest, right? Okay, that does a decent amount. And then what about Palafin? How much does Thunder do to that? Yeah, I mean, not bad. I guess we are just completely walled by our Archaludon, but we can, like, set up a screen and then teleport out of there. Yeah, I don't want this to not have an attacking move. So I think I'll go with this. This does also have like a paralysis chance. You go Modest. You know what? Actually, oops, my music. Let's try to live a banded Jet Punch in range. Can we do that? Or a banded Jet Punch in rain. So we would need 252, 176 defense without a boosting nature. Yeah, you know what? That seems good to me. Alright, so screens support Deoxys. So we had a lot of options for Deoxys this week. I don't really know how we settled here. But I think our game plan is going to be screens plus Annihilate. We probably save these for like end game screens sweep. And we'll like try to break with Noivern and Tinglu early. And then Tentacruel can stave off the water threats, and then Comfy can stave off the special threats, kind of, except Archaludon. And like Leech Seed plus Protect can annoy them a lot. And it's got priority to Revenge Kill as well. Alright, that seems solid to me. So that'll be the team. If anything changes before the game, I will let you know. And I will see you for the battle. Bye-bye.